All right, fine. I'll be a gracious host. How you doing?
Little Mermaid is the scariest Disney movie by far, though.
Why the hell is Ace Blade in your Kickstarter?
Some comics. I'm getting controversial today. We're gonna get controversial today with
my proudest moment is this interview and being able to talk to you two.
I forgot mine. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics in collaboration with Fourth Wall Production respectfully brings to you the 77th episode of the Four Tales podcast. I am your host, Kyron Silva from Taurus Comics. Across the way is the Violet Penner of Ace Blade, Danny J. Quick, and together we are your two award-winning Bullard comic creators here to help you find your next favorite comic. We are live on the Age of Geekdom Network via Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. So if you're listening and watching us live, thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and review this podcast because all your positive reviews and interactions help us reach a bigger audience. Don't look at me like that. I forgot my drink, and I remembered at the last moment.
Go get your tea. I'll
Whoa.
fill time. Come on
It
now.
takes
You
10
need
minutes to make tea, dude.
Oh no, don't go get it then. That's all right.
I have to actually brew the water and heat it up and everything.
No.
No?
Just put it in the microwave.
Howdy,
folks.
no,
How are you? How are you, Kyron?
no. Okay, well, no, don't do that. What do you mean put it in a microwave? What does that even mean?
Put the tea bag in a cup with the water. Put it in the microwave. A minute and a half. You're actually boiling water on the stove.
No, yes, and let it steep for like 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how strong you want it. Dunk it a little bit to agitate it. Yeah, what kind of man?
I don't have time to do that's the life of luxury. That's the life of a 1%er.
It
What
is.
you're
You're right.
talking about right now. That's stuff that I don't have. Maybe in 10 years, once Ace Blade takes off, I can.
An Ace Blade movie is somewhere out there.
Yeah, that's what once we get to that point, I can brew my own tea. I don't have time for that right now. Got to
Wait,
get to
your
it.
butler doesn't make your tea for you?
No, I don't have an Alfred penny's worth around here. So, but it must be nice.
It is nice. Alfred, make me my tea.
I love it. How you been doing, brother?
I'm all right, man. I've been all right. How about you?
Man, I'm good, man. I took some. I don't know if you could tell, but I took a little kind of a break from social media over the last week after the Kickstarter. Thank anybody in the audience. Thank you for your support with the Kickstarter. We got over $10,000 on the Battle of the Black Rose and Harlem's Renaissance, and it was a grind. So I like to take a little time off after the after Kickstarters and that's what I did. So just took a little mental break, and now I'm ready to gear back up. We got Heroes Con next week. You got any shows coming up?
No. I am flush with commissions right now, inking work, and actually I'm doing a pinup for a guy right now. So I have no time to go to any events, but I'm gonna try to get to some. You guys are inspiring me to get out there more and showcase my work more. So, but I do have an event I want to go to. Let me ask you something. Do you and your wife have what is those things called? A hall pass? Like if you met your celebrity crush? Okay.
There's no such myth in my house.
I have one, and she's coming to Sacramento in October.
Who is it?
Jan Jackson.
Oh, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Oh, I'm hoping to call her Miss Jackson. But my wife is like, you can go.
Hey, good luck. Hey, I've seen her. I've seen her performances though. You might get pulled up on stage or something. You never know.
Nah, the cheapest tickets right now are $300.
Oh man,
and that's for the balcony, like high up there.
Hey, anyway, I mean, you only listen, man. You got to take some time. I'm real big into indie music, so thankfully when my favorite artists come around, the tickets only like $20-$30. So like Dear Silas came to Charlotte late last year,
Oh
and
yeah, I remember you going to that. That's right.
yeah, and that was that was great because he actually knew who I was. It was pretty cool. So I got to sing all the songs. I was right there in front of him. It was just at a little club or something like that, but it was
Did you
was
do the
cool.
dance?
No, this was before that went viral. So next time
Oh, okay.
he comes, I'll probably do that. But yeah,
Damn.
pretty cool.
Damn, my sister's like, boy, please, you don't get any kind of hall pass. My wife told me it's cool because she understands that the likelihood of me meeting up with Miss Jackson is little.
Slim,
Yeah,
especially with $300 tickets.
yeah.
But maybe if you meet her, you can bring her some meats. Can bring her some steak. I think there's actually technically only like 3 times a week. Like you got the red meats, which includes like beef, pork, and all of that. Then you got poultry, which is all the birds, and then you got seafood, right? Like I can only think of 3 types of meats. But our guest today, I think my guest says that there's 5 meats. So that's I think we should just start right there. Welcome to the show, Oscar. How are you doing?
Hey everybody, how's it going? Oscar Garza of 5 Meats Comics and Chispa Comics and kind of sort of also Scout Comics.
Yes.
Thanks for having me on the show.
No, thanks for coming. So that's gonna be my first question for you. What is up with the 5 meats? Explain the 5 meats.
5 meats. Okay, so the thing about the 5 meats, the thing you have to understand, right.
He's been asked this a few times. I can already tell.
No, the 5 meats came from way back in the day in the 1900s when I was in high school. I took a girl to Whataburger, which is a fast food place down here.
Mhm.
I took my little high school girlfriend to Whataburger, got some hamburgers, and one of my friends, Robert Alnice, he was working the grill, and while we were eating, he came up to us and he said, "Oh man, why didn't you tell me you were gonna come? I would have hooked you up." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he said, "You see that guy over there in the corner? I put 5 meats in his hamburger, and he ordered 1 patty. I put 5 in there." And I looked over at the guy. And he had this monstrosity, because the Whataburger patties, they're not that thin. They're pretty decent. And he had this monstrosity, and he only paid for 1. And he took this huge bite, and then he looked at us because he heard us talking about him, and he just had this big smile on his face, and he gave us a thumbs up. He was like, and he looked so happy, so happy. And I said, "You know what? I would like to do something someday that makes people happy as much as a 5 meat Whataburger that you only paid for a Whataburger Junior. Whataburger Junior is like $3.50. A 5 meat Whataburger, that would probably be like $20 minimum. So, and I relayed this story to my other buddies, and at the time there was 7 of us that really hung around a lot. It was mostly 5, but it would come up to 7, and we use that as there's the bread on the top and the bottom, and those 2 kids were white, so it was like the white breads. And so we were so in high school we called ourselves the 5 meats.
Oh wow!
Okay.
And we ended up. Phil knows what's up. Phil says Whataburger is so good. And
Phil, is Whataburger better than In-N-Out though?
Oh, Phil's gotta say yes.
Okay,
you gotta say yes.
Because we might have to kick Phil off if Whataburger is better.
I've never had Whataburger or In-N-Out, so I would not know.
In-N-Out finally came to Texas about 5 years ago, and in my opinion, it's not Whataburger. So anyways, like we kept going on, we called ourselves the 5 meats and whatever, and mostly it was me and that's good. And me and my writing partner, Rolando Esquivel, he's my best friend in the world, and we just ended up just continuing that name. And when it came time to come up with a name for our comic book label, everybody has to have a thing in the corner, right?
Yeah.
We came up with like 100 different names,
Mm.
and nothing sounded or felt better to us than 5 Meat Comics.
5 Meats make you feel
5
good.
Meats. Mm-hmm.
Don't ever say that again, Danny, please.
That's a good slogan. 5 Meats make you feel good. That's a good slogan. No, I love that story, man. That's great. And it's a good inspiration and aspiration, to want to make somebody feel as good as you saw that young man with 5 meats in his mouth, and he felt great, and that's a good, that's actually pretty dope. So that's a great story.
And it all came natural. It wasn't like, we didn't have to really, I mean, we as a lot of things in my life, I didn't think about it at all. It just happened. It just happened. It just felt right. That meat just felt so right.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it normally is. That's how it normally is.
I'm not gonna be able to make it through this episode. I can already tell.
That's how it normally is. But that's awesome, man. So give us a little more of your background. For those in the audience who haven't who've never seen your comic books before, tell us about the project that you got going right now.
Okay.
And where people can find it.
Right on. So we got a book, the funniest book you'll ever read. It's not guaranteed, but it's true. It's called Mashbone and Grifty. Mashbone and Grifty. It's about these two dummies who, there's my boys. So it's about these two dummies who haven't done anything with their lives. They're like in their late 20s by now. Don't make me do the math. And they decide they're going to do something. They want to leave a legacy. And so they decide to become private detectives. So that's step one, right? Well, step two is, how do you become private detectives? Well, it's easy. You go to Kinko's. I think I just aged myself by saying Kinko's, but you go to a copy machine and you print out a bunch of flyers with your phone number on it, and you plaster them around town. Boom, you are a private detective.
There we go.
And the problem with that is, these kids, they live in the real world, right? And the real world has real problems. And they live in a city that, it's on the take, your leaders aren't the leaders. There's people behind the scenes who are actually pulling the strings and who actually run the town. And they, so there's no one to actually help you if you have real problems.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody will help you because everybody's on the take, So these guys are they're free of that. They're naive. They're dumb. They don't know how the world works. So now there are people to help, in theory. So people flock to them asking for help, and their first case is it's not a good first case. They're starting at the top. They immediately run afoul of the man who really controls the city. His name is El Luch. He is a man who is so he's so ugly. He looks like he's wearing a wrestling mask. But
oh wow.
But he's
actual face.
But he's not. Yeah.
Dang.
And he runs a town. And so I'll just give you a quick premise. There's a man is missing his cock. That's what's happening here.
One of those meats.
Yeah, and it was a good cock from beak to tail. Beak to tail is 24 inches, full of muscle, veiny, full of razor sharp beak and claws. I don't know. I don't know what y'all are thinking, but I'm talking about a gamecock, a fighting rooster, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Saturday morning. I'm not gonna. Come on.
I was thinking of a 24-inch penis. I don't know.
Oh, come on. We're too close to Sunday.
What? How would you even get
It's
that?
not Sunday yet.
I don't know where I legitimately do not know why you would think that.
No idea.
It escapes me. So
Yeah.
so the problem is this is the first the plot. So everybody needs to go out and get this book. This man is missing his cock because he was the man in charge of raising fighting cocks for El Luch's underground cockfight club. So while he was doing that, he raised his own little cock, devoid of the fighting ones, and he raised him to be this nice, big, juicy cock that he just loves, and he's keeping him out of the fighting game. Problem is, one day Luch saw him and he was like, "Get a load of that big old cock. I want that cock.
I need that. I need that."
And Felipe, that's the name of the poor man who needs help. He said, you can have any cock except this one. This one's just for me.
My cock, yes, I need.
And so he said, they as it says in the book, they came for him in the night, and they took him, and there's nobody to help. There's no one to help
in the night.
Yeah, and because this is the top of the food chain. This is like the king. He's the kingpin, basically. Like, who do you ask for help? And so he asked these two little guys, Mashbone and Grifty, to help. They have to locate they have to find the location of the secret underground cockfight club, and they have to retrieve Mango, which is his name, the poor little cock. And it's tricky because it takes a lot of courage for Felipe, because he's been like, he's not a bad guy, but to make money he does bad stuff.
Sounds like Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. Exactly. This comic book is just like Wreck-It Ralph.
Exactly like Wreck-It Ralph.
If you like Wreck-It Ralph, this book it's the second coming of Wreck-It Ralph, I'm telling you. If that's what you like. And so they have 2 days. Locate the secret underground fight club and retrieve Mango. How they're gonna do it, who knows? I hope you guys get the book and find out. It's bonkers. The book drops this coming Wednesday if you're watching this live, the 14th. Although there is a chance that it might come out the 21st, just because Scout. I note, this is just me personally. I noticed all the Scout stuff this month has been coming out a week late, and you might as well be trying to talk to the president of the United States. If you'll probably find him better than Scout returning email. I'm not trying to be rude. It's just a fact of life. They're hard to get a hold of. So
I hear they're busy people. I do hear that they are busy people.
That's a very diplomatic way to say it. They're busy people. So
plotting to take over the world, it takes a lot of time and effort.
Yeah. So if it don't come out this week, it'll come out next week. But you can pre-order it. I don't know if you can actually pre-order it yet because it's too soon, or it's already coming out. But
it's on Preview's website right now to order. So
Oh, good. Yeah, then do it.
And they still show the 14th as it's coming into stores. So we're gonna keep our fingers crossed that it stays that day.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of By the Horns, their other book, and that one came out this month, a week late. But anyways, you can also go to. It's not on there yet, but once the book is out, you can go to scout.com and make them put it in an envelope and send it to you personally, which is pretty rad.
Awesome. I love it. So I just got one question then. Why is there no cock on the cover? Why is the
well,
the cock's a pretty big part of this story.
There is a cock on the variant cover that you will be able to get from Scout.
Okay.
And I'll tell you right now, it is unfortunately I'm on don't tell my boss, but I'm on my work computer today, so I can't grab my stuff. But I have a variant cover, which is a parody of Spider-Man's first appearance.
Okay.
And there's a big old cock. It's kind of big, but yeah, there's a cock on that cover.
Awesome. I love it.
This is all very Cockney. I'm just saying.
So I see your name is on the cover of this book. But I thought you're the writer, right? Not the artist.
No, I'm the artist and co-writer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and
because they
I
got
came up
Lotto listed as the artist on the on previews there.
Yeah, Scout screwed that up.
Okay. All right.
Again, not trying to cause controversy, but that's just a fact. We're not in charge of that.
We love you, Scout. We love you. You know.
Scout is part
we understand. They're getting it together. They're still getting it together.
Yeah, nobody's nobody's perfect, right? You know?
Nobody's perfect.
Danny is. Danny says he's perfect all the time.
No,
so
not even close.
Well, besides
Not
Danny,
even close.
besides
Not
Danny,
even close.
nobody's perfect. I know Scout's not.
No, but that's awesome then. So you did the cover and interiors for the whole book?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I'm the one man shop other than writing. As far as the production of the book, I draw it, I ink it, I color it, I letter it.
Oh, wow.
So I like to say that our book is very punk rock, because it's gnarly, it's messy, but it's gonna make you feel good, you know. If we get a review and they're gonna be like, oh, the lettering's not all that, you know, I get it. It was me. It's all good. You know, it was me. You know, doing that in the front in addition to everything else. You know, besides the some of the writing and the argument is always, well, man, just pay somebody to do it, right? You know, that is the right answer, of course. But if you can't, don't let that stop you. This book is the epitome of not letting that stop you. I got I'm a single dad of 4 kids. It's rough. And this book still exists. And if it did, and if I had to do unfortunately, like, it's the only way that it would exist, because you know the answer to everything is money, and I don't got it. So yeah.
No, Danny says all the time that he's making his books as a legacy for his children. So I'm assuming this is sort of the same thing for you in a way.
They're not allowed to read it yet, but yes.
How old are your kids?
Oh my goodness, I have so many. So let me make sure I get.
Don't put him on the spot, and he's going to forget. And now he's going to feel bad.
I forget every time.
I won't feel bad. 6, 7, 9, and 9. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have 4 children. Twins, nice. I have 4 children also. Our 17-year-old just went on her first date last night. So you know, I'm the overprotective dad. We were in the theater. You know, we weren't seeing the same movie as them, but
were you cockeyed watching them?
We definitely snuck into the bottom of their movie at the end. They went to see Spider-Verse. We went to see Transformers. But he seems to be a pretty good kid. You know, I actually drove him home. You know, got to talk to him for a little bit. So I'm not prepared for this part of my life. Or my daughters. I have my 2 oldest are girls. So you know, they got boys interested in them and stuff, and I'm just, you know, I'm just trying to be, you know, dad, and not be overbearing and overprotective, but at the same time make sure to keep them safe. So I feel you with the children.
I mean, you know, I've been a dad for about 9 years ish, and like, there's no you're never prepared for anything. I mean, that's just how it is. All you gotta do is roll with the punches and not, you know, just keep them alive, basically.
Yeah, just keep them alive until they decide to do it on their own.
Until they figure it out.
That's a bare minimum, you know. Bare minimum.
That's bare minimum. But if you can do that, you've accomplished something, bro.
Yeah.
But that's awesome, man. So like I said, I didn't know that you were the artist also until just now. So that's awesome. How did you get into art? How long have you been drawing and illustrating?
So I went to the Art Institute, you know, about a year after high school. All I wanted to do was draw. I mean, that's all I wanted. It's kind of all I want to ever do in my life is draw, watch wrestling, and read comic books. And
that sounds like my life right now.
A great life.
It's a good life, ain't it? It's not bad. And so I went to the Art Institute to learn animation, and unfortunately for me, well, everything's no regrets, right? But they were in a transition phase where 2D was on its way out. 3D was on its way in. So I didn't really learn a bunch of like 2D animation. At least I had to learn on my own. So I came up with these characters in college during animation school, and I had the bait like the base of them, but you know they need something else, you know, and what they needed was my best friend. I was doing a short film in college, a short film involving these characters, and I needed a voice. So he helped me. He provided one of the voices for one of the characters, for Grifty, and throughout the process, you know, like I think for that one short film, I think we just followed the script, but after that, we just kept going. And I got laid off from my animation job after college, and he took me in. Rolando was like, "Well, I guess you're working for me now." And I think it was like maybe only 3 months that I worked with him at the Mad Hatter Chimney Sweep company. We were chimney sweeps. Well, he was a chimney sweep. I was just some dude who hung out with him, and then I would drink with him afterwards, and I would be terrified to get on ladders. And so and every 2 weeks we would drive to Corpus Christi, which was it was about a good 3-hour drive. So we would just talk, and we would make jokes, and we would just talk about what kind of adventures these guys could get into. And we were like, oh man, we should like continue this. We should make more short films, more animated short films. That didn't really pan out because it's so labor intensive. And I didn't want to do 3D anymore. I wanted to do 2D, and that's even more labor intensive. And we're these comic book geeks who love comic books. So it was just natural to say, if we do this as a comic book instead, like we can actually produce stuff. And that's how it happened. Yeah.
So did the now I'm curious. Did the which one is I can't even imagine any comic book being more labor as far as because you did most of the animation stuff yourself, right? So
yeah.
How long did the animation, this 7-minute, I just looked it up on YouTube, the 7-minute animation take versus putting together a full comic book? Which one?
Well, that so first of all, it's that's a kid in school, so you could judge it as it's a kid in school doesn't know what he's doing.
You don't got money.
Oh God, it's awful. I can't.
You need a job, Mashbone.
I haven't seen it in like 6 years.
You need a job.
I love it. I
need a refill on my raspberry.
I just subscribed right now.
Raspberry.
Oh my God, it's terrible. Anyways,
we've been out of school now.
Take it down, Kyra. Take it down.
So the art in the book is like 100 times better, and that's another benefit. Is I was okay at modeling, but like my drawings are my drawings, and they look exactly how I want them to look, which is so that short film, albeit not amazing, it only took me like 2 months because I didn't have a life in college. Oh, wow. I slept in the chair, the computer chair, and I just woke up and would start working. So, and I couldn't do that once I got out of college because I got a girlfriend. I started having a life, and it just won't work. But the comic books, they take a little bit longer, but they're so much more worth it. They look better. And here's the thing. So the issue that's coming out, issue 1 and issue 2, I drew them like 6 years ago, maybe. They're barely, they get to go worldwide. And those are some of the best that I've ever drawn. Like my art has improved. Like there's issue 1, 2, 3, 4. Once we go past issue 4, the next 2 after that are brand new, and then we're going back to some old stuff. But issue 1 and 2 is still some of the best stuff I've ever drawn. It was like I was on my A game at that point. And I actually had to go back and retouch a lot of stuff for issues 3 and 4. But issues 1 and 2 are like, I didn't have to do anything to retouch them, except once they were like manga sized when we printed them, and now they're standard size for Scout. So when I was blowing them up, all I had to do was shuffle the text bubbles around to give, because now there's more space. Because I kept the text bubbles the same text size.
Mm-hmm.
So when you keep those and then you blow up the art, there's so much more space around them.
Nice. All right. Well, I think this is a good time for us to maybe get into quick takes.
I'm ready.
All right. If you've never seen the show before, Quick Takes is a rapid fire. I was waiting for you to start it, but you didn't do it. So
Go ahead, Kyra.
it's a rapid fire session where Danny's going to ask you 5 questions, and you're going to have 45 seconds to answer those questions. These are all questions that Danny has found by scouring your social media and anything he could find on the internet,
Not even true.
aka stalking you. But yeah, you said you're ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Quicktakes.
The one bad thing about quick takes is that I usually don't know the people as well, when I'm asking them. Like now that I've heard your story, I would ask you different questions. But
Too late now.
It's too late now. We're getting into it. No. Quick take. So you got 45 seconds to answer these 5 questions each. And we're gonna start with this first one. So tell me which one you prefer between Marvel and DC comics and why.
Marvel. The characters, those are the characters I grew up on. They're the characters that had just the characters feel more grounded, you know. The DC characters are like, they're so godlike, their powers are out of control, they're nuts. The cartoons were amazing. I love the cartoons for DC were so much better when I was a kid, which was the 90s. But the comics themselves, I prefer Marvel. I kind of always prefer Marvel. I just wish that Marvel went to the same printer as DC, because the Marvel comics kind of suck and they get all smudgy in your fingers. And DC has great printed books.
All facts. I agree with literally everything that you just said. Literally. Okay. All right. Question number 2, and this is one that we ask a lot of our indie creators, people who created their own comics. So, which one is better? I'll ask it like this: which one is better, in your opinion, if somebody were to cosplay your characters, or if somebody were to draw fan art of your characters?
Okay. What would be better? I would like them both. For example, I paid somebody, so it wasn't fan art, to do a variant cover for SDCC last year. Jay Gonzo, he's amazing. Check him out. And that was the first time anybody else had ever drawn Mashbone Grifty, and it looked amazing. But I would say cosplay, because I would love to see. I mean, I cosplay as Grifty every day because I just draw what I wear. But if I were to see somebody at a con dressed as Mashbone, I think it would be the coolest freaking thing in the world. I would take 1,000,000 pictures. I'd give you a crazy big hug. It would be the best thing in the world. And I would probably die the next day because it'd be the coolest thing I'd ever seen.
Just heart fills up with excitement and adoration and explodes, and you die a happy man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So and you're this question number 3. You are in a great position to answer this. Which one is more important to comic books? Is it the art or the story, and why?
Okay. Well, they both have, honestly, it's the art. It's the art. But I will say, art, people will stick around for good art and, do $1 million Indiegogos because of it. And even though the writing's garbage. But if you have good art, you have to have 2, right? To be truly great, you have to have both. And I do feel that Mashbone Grifty has both. I think the art, toot, I think it's really good. And the writing, toot, I think it's the funniest thing you'll ever read. There's jokes. You're going to laugh your ass off. So art, but writing's good too.
Yeah.
Art, a close second.
Art, but
close
story.
second. Yeah. I'm not allowed to say anything anymore.
No, no, go ahead. You can say. You can go ahead.
You said it right. Close second.
Close second. There we go. All right. So question number 4. And I like you just said, you were at SDCC last year, was it?
Yeah, our booth was right next to Marvel. It was intimidating.
Oh, nice. That's
Scout was like right here, and then there was a football field, which was Marvel's booth.
I heard about that, and I heard that security was moving all of your guys' fans over to Marvel because they were like, "You're not there for Scout, right here for Marvel," and they were just moving everybody to Marvel side.
They were shady, man. They were
that's terrible. They were like, hey.
I demand a recount.
That's hilarious. But okay, so but in my experience, I've gotten better engagement at smaller shows. So my question to you is, which one do you prefer, big cons or small shows?
For the business of smaller. No matter what, I prefer smaller shows. It's more intimate. You can actually talk to people. The smaller shows is where we always make the most money. Back when we were printing these ourselves, we would go to cons, and we went to like one huge con, and we sold like 10 books. But like, there's a place in Austin, Texas every year. It's called Mex Americon. It's the best at all. We make tons of money, and people care. People want to see it. Hashtag representation matters. People are like, where's all the Mexicans in books? Right here, Chispa Comics. And people people want it. They're desperate. And if it's good, they'll buy more.
Absolutely. All right, and this is off topic, but I just saw that they are doing a movie about the guy who invented the hot Cheetos. Or hot, was it the hot Cheetos?
It's out on Disney Plus.
Oh, is it? It's out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody just sent me a trailer, and I didn't know that was a Hispanic man who made the hot Cheetos, and like it's one of the best snacks for the past however many years now. And in the trailer, he was saying that he's saying the same thing. If you show our people that there's something that you made for them, that and they'll come and support it, and they'll buy it, and that's absolutely true.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like real quick, like Black Panther really showed the power of representation,
Yeah.
And I got no skin in the game for Blue Beetle, but I swear if my people don't show up for Blue Beetle,
but it looks great.
The trailer looks amazing for that.
Great.
So.
Oh, it looks good. It looks good. Yeah. I'm very excited for that as well. And the latest comics were good too.
What it also shows that Black Panther showed, and hopefully Blue Beetle, is that if you represent them as actual people and not just tokenism or stereotypes,
100%,
you can do great things with it.
Yeah,
100%. And people really like. I'm sure we have one more question, but let me just get this out of the way.
It's the most important question, by the way.
Representation matters more than people who don't think about it. It matters more than they think. My daughters are Hispanic like me, or Latinx or Latino or whatever you want to say, and my other son and daughter, they're African American, and they gravitate towards what they're comfortable with. And Miles, oh my god, Miles is holy crap. My daughter loved Peter Parker, and my son was like, Spider-Man, he's kind of cool. When Miles showed up, he literally said he looks like me.
I love it.
And like the tears, it was real. And I am fighting. He wants to see Wakanda Forever so bad, but I'm just like, I'm waiting because he's so small. He doesn't go to the internet. He doesn't know. He doesn't know that
Harold Bolton died. Yeah.
Oh.
Right. So I'm waiting. It's gonna be a rough watch because I mean that stuff happens in the first 2 minutes of the movie. So it's not gonna be fun. But he desperately wants to watch it. But the continuing story of that movie is important as well, not just for him, but also for my daughter as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That was great. Okay, so question number 5, and this is the most important question you're going to answer this entire week. Okay, so I do another show called Top 5 Live, where we, every week we do a top 5 list of any random thing. And on this show, I like to get our guests to do a top 5 list off the top of their heads. And this week, I want you to tell me from 5 to 1, 1 being the best, what are the top 5 meats?
Okay, got it. For 1 being the best, right?
1 being the best. Yes.
Okay, so 5 bologna. Put that in fried so the bubble comes out.
Yeah.
That's good. 4 rotisserie chicken. You go to the grocery store, you get it for $10. It's super good. Number 3, potted meat. I will not explain why. I refuse.
That's high for potted. Okay.
Number 4, sausage, smoked sausage.
Okay.
Number 5, brisket.
Number 1, brisket.
Brisket with like all the little black pieces in the corners.
Yeah.
All full of salt. Oh my god, so good. Fatty brisket.
Okay.
I love it. I'm a fan of potted meat also. I can't eat it anymore. But my children definitely partake in the potted meats. That was a great quick taste, man. That was
Let me just real quick add a sixth one.
a 6th meat?
Beef. And by beef I mean controversy, because apparently controversy is cash. And I don't know how to do that yet. I'm too nice.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I'm right there with you. I try to stay away from beef as much as I can, but
that's why you have Morgan. Morgan is your beef.
Yes, Morgan brings the beef, definitely. But yeah, no, that was great. And this week, Quick Takes has been brought to you by fruit, blueberry specifically, sponsored by blueberries. No, thank you for that. That was great.
Wait, I got one because we didn't really touch on this, but it sounds like you're a little bit of a wrestling fan.
A little bit.
So I just want to know right now, do you prefer AEW or WWE?
At the moment, right now,
At the
WWE.
Okay.
The reason is the Bloodline story has been
so good.
It's been fire. It's been fire.
So good.
And the women's
Jay
division,
last night, dude.
I didn't see it, but I'm gonna watch it in a minute. And the women's division has been so strong. Like they're not even like, it's just so good. The women's division is so good. Bianca Belair is like the female John Cena without her hating her. It's so good.
I'll just let you know there is a good return in the women's division.
Nice. AEW, their in-ring stuff is still top notch. I think they're finding their way right now, but I still love them. I still think they're great.
Okay. All
right. I gotta get back.
We're in a sophomore slump, I think, with AEW.
I can see that.
They started so hot, and now it's like they're still going to be around. You know, they're still great.
As long as I have MJF, I'll keep watching, dude.
he's something for sure.
I love it.
I don't have a sponsor for. No, wait. Okay, this week's or my question was sponsored by I Drive for Server. Get your copy with my cover and my interiors.
Hollow foil?
It is. No, it's a metal cover.
I didn't get one of those.
You should have ordered it. I would have signed it for you.
I didn't know it was on the Kickstarter. I would have got one.
It was. I back my own Kickstarters. Well, I guess this wasn't mine. I did the illustrations.
Yeah.
If you commission me to draw your book for a Kickstarter, I will still back it because I love your work.
Indeed.
All right, that's the end of the show. Oscar, this has been amazing to have you on. I can safely say this has been the most mentions of cock on our show.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, I think this is actually the first time anybody's actually said the word cock on our show. Just
that happens. That happens with me. It happens with the 5 meats, man. It
got it. Hey, cock is the most important meat. I'll just say it. Poultry. Well, chicken is good for you. It's good for you.
No, he said that's not what he said initially. He has his top 5. Let him keep it.
Okay.
But we want to make sure people check out your book. We know it's going into stores. Fingers crossed next Wednesday. But where can everybody else check out the rest of your work and maybe your social media to follow you?
Yeah. We are at 5 Meats pretty much everywhere. You can go to 5meatscomics.com and pick up a t-shirt, a poster of our stuff, or we have a lot of t-shirts, even non-comic book stuff. Like the Latinx thing is pretty big right now. So we have a really cool shirt, Latinx, with the X-Men theme. Because there, in our community, there's a lot of back and forth on whether or not Latinx is appropriate, this, that, and the other thing. But the one thing that everybody can agree on is nobody knows how to pronounce it. So our shirt solves that, Latin X, Latinx, and so you can do that. We also have another comic book there called Lemon Pepper Hugs, which is our all ages book. We haven't done anything with that in a while. Hopefully one day we will do more. You can also go to visit Slam Portal Wrestling or Party World Wrestling on social medias, and that's where you'll see us wrestle as well. I'm also a comedy wrestler. You can see some of my masks in the back there. I am Charlie Frown, the most miserable man on the planet, as well as Chubby Uncle Juan and Pugginhead, the real boy, who is a former Party World Champion.
I wish I had brought my mask on now. I forgot my mask. All right. Danny, where can people check you out? You're on this side now. How'd you get on this side?
You did it. It feels weird. If you want to find me, thank you. If you want to find me, the best place to go is our website, fourthwallpros.com, where you can get all of our comics. We actually just put up a new digital bundle for all 11 of our comic books. And then on social media, if you want to find me, it's at the Ace Blade on all social media platforms. Kyron, where can people find you, sir?
You can find me at Taurus Comics, where you can get all of my books there, all 4 series that I am now publishing, along as digital options also. You can also check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Taurus Comics. And if this is the first time you've ever checked out our podcast, you can go back to our website, forwardtalespodcast.com, and listen to all our previous episodes. If you want to support us financially, you can buy us a coffee, buy some... What are you looking at?
Is that a hyena behind you?
What?
It looks,
This?
yeah, it looks...
This?
Yeah.
That's Rigby from a regular show, dressed as a wrestler. Got Rigby, Mordecai. I got Chamberlain, the Skeksis from the Dark Crystal.
I see Thanos over there.
Oh, that right there?
The poster?
That poster you can get on 5meatscomics.com. It's a Lucha Libre themed Infinity War poster.
And I also see the Ninja Turtles van right next to it.
Oh, yeah. Those are old school. Those are from my childhood. Yeah.
Are those the milestone compendiums back there?
Okay.
Yes, they are.
We're trying to end the show. Don't extend it. All right,
Yes, the milestone compendiums. We don't need to advertise them, but you should buy them. They're freaking great.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, we interrupted you, Kyle.
Support us, fourtalespodcast.com. Make sure though to check out the UH Studios on the Age of Geekdom Network every Monday at 5 p.m. And join us next week as we're gonna have Daryl Murphy on the show. Oh my god, 2 of my favorite Cosmic
Geppetto.
Oh, Cosmic Geppetto. I love the I drew the logo for Cosmic Geppetto podcast. Okay. Yeah, they're awesome. I love Cosmic Geppetto.
You guys just want to extend the show, don't you? That's what's happening here.
Well, I also have the what do you call those Love and Rockets collection back there, which is good.
Yeah.
What else do I got back there? Well, I haven't read The Walking Dead. I bought it for like $10, but
what's
I haven't
that
read
red
it
and white Pokeball looking thing up there?
Red and white. That's underwear. That's what's his name? Mordecai from regular show, dressed as.
Okay.
And then there's a pizza box of Luigi Primo. Look him up. He's the best pizza chef who's also a wrestler on the planet.
Luigi Primo.
Of all the wrestlers that are also pizza chefs, he's the best in the world.
He's the best one. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a title.
He's a Luigi Primo.
Now I want pizza. Okay.
You might have seen him on AEW. I don't know if you when Jericho had that celebration and they had pizzas in the ring.
Was that it?
That was him.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did see that one. Yeah.
I was actually his first trainer, and I didn't know he was going to show up on TV, and I was like, "What the hell is happening here? This is crazy." And I told "Hey, and I told everybody when I was doing the training for Party World Wrestling, I was like, "Look, I'm not a trainer. If anyone asks you how you learn this, you don't tell them my name. I don't want to get in trouble. And Luigi Primo shows up on TV, and I'm like, hey,
Tell them about me.
That was me. That's my fault.
I love it.
All right. Can I end the show now?
We're done, Kyrie.
All right. Join us next week where we're going to have Daryl Murphy on the show, coming live, apparently, with Danny Quick. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but we'll make it work. But until next time, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.